Hello and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, Wales Rugby League men and women have differing fortunes when it comes to the international games. England men's wheelchairs team faced France in an epic game in Manchester. And State of Origin Game 2 squads have all been announced. With the Rugby League World Cup 116 days away, it's not just the men's and women's England sides who are looking to tune themselves up for the tournament, as the centre stage was set for the England wheelchair team to show their mettle. Tom Coyne's men put on a display, an excellent display against France, and came out victors. 62 points to 48 at the Manchester Basketball Centre. The French, who are my picks to go on to the Rugby League World Cup final in this Rugby League form, are much fancied to do well in the tournament with the Australian team. After the great game the women put on against the French counterparts the day before, the England's team were looking to put on a show, and they did, as well as showing that they are not to be trifled with. Wheelchair head coach Coyd said of the display, "It was a great occasion for the Wheelchair Rugby League, our first international live on Sky Sports, and we're delighted to have rounded off a good weekend for England. These games were important for all three teams as a checkpoint with a few months to go until the World Cup. We can't wait for the tournament to kick off, and we hope England fans feel the same way." Tom Harlewell of Leeds Rhinos, Sebastian Bechara, he's definitely English, as well as London Roosters pair Joe Coyd and Lewis King got 2 tries apiece in the game, while Nathan Collins of Leeds, Wigan's Declan Roberts, and Rob Hawkins of Halifax got a try apiece as well. Collins himself scored 16 points in total, landing 6 goals, and Roberts adding another 3 goals. France's outstanding captain Lionel Alzard of Montalban scored 30 of the French points, with 3 tries and 9 goals landed, with Florent Gutadaro even grabbing 2 tries, while a try apiece coming from Thomas Duhalde and Damien Dore. A good warm-up for both sides this game, to be fair, but the French team will come again as their domestic season is in full swing. To be honest, not just theirs, as the domestic scene sees the Betfred Wheelchair Challenge Cup being contested in Hull via Leeds Rhinos and Catalan's Dragon facing each other in the final. This will see the aforementioned Bechara go against the likes of England teammates Halliwell, Collins and Josh Butler. The international match was a significant one in the eyes of England, as the men's team, the wheelchair team, hadn't beat their French counterparts since 2019, and now with this victory putting a little bit of more belief in the England team and their fans' hopes for the World Cup. There were other international games played involving the French team and also the Welsh, and it was mixed fortunes for the Welsh, as first of all, their women's side were dominant in their victory over Italy. Played at Cross Keys again, like last week's international against England, they won 60 points to 0 against their Italian counterparts, and it was a even-ish game in the first half, but the second half proved that the step up in quality that Wales played last week was the catalyst of actually going again and putting Italians to the sword. Tries from Rosie Carr, Ellery Michael, Emily Hughes, Bryony Price all put the win column all but in Wales's column. The W in Wales's win column. But they stepped on the gas in the second half after Fern Davies got her first try for Wales. And Brittany Price got her second before Bryony King scored on the 57th minute. It was Brittany Price who scored a hat-trick try on the 61st minute. Joanne Maguire scored on the 72nd minute, with Keris Marsh scoring on the 75th. Debutant and recent Castleford signing Anne-Marie Sale scored in the last minute for Wales, while the kicking Amberley Rook missed her 2 attempts at the beginning, but it was Catherine Salter of London Broncos who kicked 8 from 9 in the second half. I think we can forgive Amberley Rook misses today, as things were on her mind, other things, happy thoughts and everything like that, as she was at the Stereophonics concert, which had Tom Jones involved. It was at the Principality Stadium and with her boyfriend at the time, and she came out as a fiance. Anyway, good luck to the hopefully soon to be happy couple, and congratulations. Very Welsh engagement, if I do say so myself. Anyway, let's get on to the men's side, as it wasn't the best result for them, but good preparation for the World Cup. There's more of that coming, what coach John Keir has said about players and the quality in the team, and we'll go through that in a little while, as the French came out 34 points to 10 victors against Wales in their international match at Albi in the southeast of France. Benjamin Garcia's try for France gave them the lead before Michael Gudemon's close-range score extended, both converted by Arthur Morg, made it 12 points to 0 to the French at half-time. France scored again through Alois Pelissier, although Mike Butt got Wales on the score sheet, and the hosts pulled away through Benjamin Julien, who's got on the score sheet next. Morgan Escaré and Julien Busquets' tries continued France's dominance, and Escaré had taken over the kicking and finished with 3 goals to add to his try. Dalton Grant added a late consolation for the Welsh, finishing off a good move after Elliot Keir and Will Evans had created space. In the aftermath of the game, head coach John Keir admitted that he's speaking to 3 or 4 players with NRL experience who qualified for Wales in this autumn's Rugby League World Cup. We are speaking to 3 or 4, and the best known is Bradman Best of Newcastle Knights, said Keir. He has indicated that he's very interested in playing for us, and he would certainly help our cause in the World Cup. I want lads who can play regularly for Wales. I want us to be a side developing into a core group of Welsh-born talent. Keir has also stated that he has eyes on some players from Super League who may also be in contenders for England. Harry Smith of Wigan is hoping to turn Sean Wayne's head, and he's in a great place to do that, said Keir. But we are in touch with him, and I will continue to be in touch with him. If he isn't picked for England, we would certainly pick him, because he has grandparents who are Welsh. Wales' performance was notably absent of Regan Grace of St Helens, but John Keir hopes he's available for the World Cup. Regan has played very rarely this season with injuries, due to injuries. He is a player who puts bombs on seats and then gets them off seats, but you have to show a bit of empathy, and we hope he'll be available for the World Cup. Let's get into the state of origin teams. The Blues and the Maroons have both named their squads for the upcoming Game 2 on Sunday the 26th of June, which is going to be played in Perth. Anyway, let's bring you the squads. So Queensland first, as they were the victors in the round in game 1, and they have Cowboys winger Murtuilagi will make his Origin debut for the Maroons in game 2 of the series on Sunday after he was called into the squad by Queensland's coach Billy Slater. Tuilagi, who was part of the extending squad for Game 1, will replace his injured Xavier Coates as one of 2 key changes for the Maroons, with Ruben Cotter also ruled out with a hamstring injury suffered last weekend. Cotter's omission will see Rabbitohs forward Jay Arrow return to the squad in the only change to the team from Origin 1, which saw the Maroons take the series lead and with a 16 points to 10 win in Sydney. A former Queensland under-20s and junior Kangaroo, Tuilagi, will become the 7th Cowboy to be involved in Origin this year, with teammates Hamiso Tabuai-Fidel, Valentine Holmes, Tom Dearden, Jeremiah Nane and Cotter all featuring in the Maroon squad for Game 1. Props Jordan McLean will also be included as part of the Blues team for Game 2. Broncos duo Tom Fledgler and Corey Oates have been added to the wider squad, along with Titans forward Bo Firma and Warriors fullback Reece Walsh. Walsh was set for debut in Queensland back in Game 2 of last year, before being ruled out at the last minute with injury, and he will join the extended squad as cover. Looking to wrap up the series, the Maroons will train in Queensland to start the week before travelling to Penrith on Thursday for Game 2 of the Ampol State of Origin series. In response, New South Wales coach Brad Fittler has made several changes to the squad for Game 2. It's being played at Optus Stadium in Perth on Sunday. With Jack Whiten unavailable for selection due to COVID protocols, Bulldogs 5'8" Matt Burton has been called into the squad, having performed admirably at centre last year for the Premier's Penrith. Cronulla powerhouse Siosif Talake has also been named in the squad, which includes teammates Nico Hines, who was the 18th man for the Game 1. Having missed out on the series opener, Manly lock Jake Trbojevic will return to the squad for Game 2. Trbojevic has played 13 games for the Blues and has not featured in Brad Fittler's side since the opening game of the series in 2021. Jordan McLean is another new face in the squad, with the veteran forward yet to make his Origin debut despite playing 8 tests for Australia in 2017 and 2018. McLean is one of 6 players yet to make their Origin debut, joining Talake, Burton, Hines, Joseph Suwali and Victor Radley as potential Blues debutants. Trailing 1-0 in the series, the Blues will confirm their starting lineup for Game 2 early next week as the squads depart Sydney for Perth on Monday. Here are the 2 squads and reserves so far, with everyone you'd expect to be involved in the squad, with Tedesco, Brian Toto, Stephen Crichton, Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary, Payne Haas. The list goes on for the Blues, while Daly Cherry Evans, who has a very big wage still, we'll talk about that some other time, going to lead the way with Cameron Munster for the Queensland side. Kalen Ponga is expected to start, with Val Holmes playing. He was the best player in the game last week. Last time out, should I say. And, in my opinion, continuing at centre, and will be continuing the goal kicking. Tino Fasamolawe will continue at lock from the previous game, as he was dominant. And the Gold Coast captain will help the big side with the likes of Josh Papali'i get around the park. So who are the ins and outs in the squad? Well, in the outs section we have Katoni Staggs, who will play representative rugby league this weekend, after first saying, I'll wait and see, I'll see if I'll play for the Blues before I make a decision of playing for Tonga, and he's now playing for Tonga because he wasn't picked for the Blues. So Joseph Suwali, Jake Trebojevic, quite a big, extensive changes. 9 coming into the squad. And while the likes of Tariq Sims and Ryan Matterson, Regan Campbell-Gillard and Jack Whiten, because of COVID, that's going to be a much changed team, I reckon. With the Queensland side, Reece Walsh, Bo Firma and Corey Oates coming into the squad for the injured Ruben Cotter and David Coates, means that they are going to be almost the same and looking to be as dominant before. We'll see how that game pans out on the 26th of June. I'm sure that this is going to be a good game because the Maroons and Blues will want to have their own thoughts and motives to keep the season alive for the Blues, and Maroons want to close the series down so that they win their first Origin since they lost it last time out. There's only 2 clubs in it. They want to get their title back after losing it last year against the Blues. We'll see what happens, but at this meantime, those are the squads, and we'll see if there's any changes when it comes to the teams within 24 hours of the day. So that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's episode and your comments on who's going to win between the Blues and the Maroons in Game 2. Will the Maroons close out the series and return the title to them and Queensland, or will New South Wales put up a fight for these last 2 games and win the tournament? Remember, the comment section is all yours, and I'll respond as much as I can. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide as we look to grow the great game of Rugby League and also this channel. I'll end today by saying thank you very much for watching again. Please stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.